Otto, Janke, you are on A Chiro Rising. We have a very unique aspect today. We have another New Yorker, a Palmer grad. He went to Cortland State University. That's 3 for 3. But the worst thing about him is he's a stinking Mets fan. he's a Mets fan. How can that be? This is Dr. Bruce Steinberg, and Bruce is going to be speaking at the New York Chiropractic Council on Sunday, May 6th, I believe.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Chiropractic and mental health. We're going to take a really quick deep dive into this. This is really the cool stuff. Bruce, you and I were talking before about this. And first of all, how did you get into it and why?
Well, there's a lot of chiropractors out there, and a lot of them have mental health issues. No, that's actually not why I got into it. It was actually sort of by mistake.
Good start.
When you look at science and you start to look at where a lot of chiropractors spend their time, we look at the upper cervical world, we look at the vagus nerve. And it actually happened by mistake in a way, because when you start to look at our history, which is really rich with a lot of great case studies and a lot of miracles, we're sort of missing those nowadays. And yet, chiropractors in the past, they had that level of certainty that seems to be lacking a bit today.
Sure.
Yeah, they saw the results, even though the science wasn't there, the research wasn't there. And so started looking in the world of the vagus nerve and inflammation and how it affects the brainstem and the frontal cortex and all the nerdy, geeky stuff that I love. I started to see the connection. And we started to look at how the vagus nerve affects the gut, which makes the neurotransmitters, which are the chemicals that affect your mood. It's just a logical, linear connection between upper cervical subluxation and mental health. And so when I start to look into the literature, I mean, you can spend just days and days and days in PubMed, you start to see, oh my gosh, there's a connection between anxiety, depression, PTSD, OCD, ADHD. We can go across the board. And so statistically, when 1 in 4 people in America, or 1 in 4 children specifically, have a mental health issue, it's like, wow, we can make a massive impact in this niche and even this our culture by just giving them quote unquote chiropractic, you know. So we have that advantage nowadays is what it boils down to.
Absolutely. Did you ever read any stuff about Clearview Sanitarium?
Absolutely. Actually, there's a book called Lengthening the Shadow, which you can get through the Association for the History of Chiropractic. That's Alana Callender's group. And you can actually buy it right from their website. And let me tell you something. His story is amazing. What Leo Spears went through to launch that place, like unreal. The guy had he had some thick skin. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. And going even back then when they would Clearview Sanitarium, for our listeners who don't know, Clearview Sanitarium associated with, first of all, with Palmer College, and it was Dr. B.J. Palmer. And they would have everybody there. Everybody checked for subluxation and adjusted on a regular basis. Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, it was amazing, you know. It's time to bring it back. That's what it boils down to. That's one of the things that really made me jump into that whole world. It's time for us to not just recognize that rich history we have in helping people with mental health issues, but to literally bring it back. You know, where's the chiropractic hospitals today? You know, I know there's politics and such, but why can't we do it? You know, I say let's do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Bruce, when you're looking at this, I mean, the anxiety levels. I mean, I see a lot of students coming from Cortland State. The amount of young ladies who are on antidepressants, and the young guys who are on ADHD medications, and you're thinking, my dear Lord, if we just get them all adjusted, we could literally, BJ would say, we clean the sanitariums. Absolutely.
You know, and the big thing is, you know, there's debate, you know, amongst, you know, our own profession as to whether it's apples to apples compared to, you know, a century ago, if you will, because we are in a more pro-inflammatory kind of lifestyle. You know, you look at the food, you know, the GMO, the non-organic, you know, all that jazz. And you look at how fast-paced of a society. You know, I look at my practice and, you know, it's fairly large family practice, has a lot of pediatric, but the families are on the go. You know, even in my own personal family having children, you know, things were not as fast-paced back then. And then you look at the chemical stresses. So it's like, is it the same? You know, is our innate intelligence up against the same exact environment? I would say no. That's my personal opinion. I think it's harder to have people hold adjustments. I think chiropractic is even more important now than it was before, because you can deep dive into it. You can say, okay, innate is up against more stresses. So technically, we may have more epigenetic expression of these changes. I mean, people could be literally de-evolving as a result of being subluxated. That's big, like really big. Has societal implications kind of thing.
That's absolutely huge. This is Dr. Bruce Steinberg. We're speaking at the New York Chiropractic Council's mid-year at the Turning Stone. And chiropractic and mental health. I got to tell you that I'm a PubMed head myself, and you read a lot of stuff, and the only solutions out there are how many more medications can you have these people on? And, and how much more could that possibly be misinterpreted by the body and the cross signaling? And even if you don't believe in chiropractic, even if you don't believe that chiropractic works at all, is that you can't believe that the person functions correctly, having that many medications in their body all at one time with a cross signaling that has to be going on.
Yeah, the science it's there. Like there's no better time to be a chiropractor, and I don't mean that like in a a spizzerinctum, like get rah rah kind of way. It's truth. We have something that no other provider can actually provide. That's why if you're the type of chiropractor that does all these other services, that's cool, that's fine. But let the core be LACVS, locate, analyze, and correct vertebral subluxation, because there's no one else that does it. And it's getting fun because, we don't have to talk about certain things in our practice because people in our community are doing it for us.
Right.
If people are talking about healthy eating, and if other people are talking about vaccinations and things of that nature, we can literally be chiropractors today and yet help a lot of people. And the second thing is to have a beautiful lifestyle as a result of just serving others. Like, it gets no better than that, if you ask me,
That's absolutely magical words right there, Bruce.
Yeah, baby.
Talking about chiropractic and mental health with Dr. Bruce Steinberg, who will be speaking at the New York Chiropractic Council on May 6th. And we have that's a great lineup that weekend too. We got Steve Tullius, we got
stellar, absolutely stellar.
Lacey Book, Heidi Havoc. I mean, that's gonna be a stellar weekend. A lot of tick going on there. A lot of tick going on.
Yeah, there's no way people are going back to their office Monday morning without being really not just jazzed up, but having some actual firepower to apply to their practice. So, it's one of those things. You have to be there.
Got to be there. And I love that it's diverse, and let's be realistic. You and I go to a lot of seminars, a lot of events, and it's everything else but chiropractic. And we're going to take a deep dive into chiropractic. It's going to be, man, there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff. Bruce, awesome. What's going to be the next step with chiropractic and mental health? Research papers, what's it going to be?
Oh, I think that's logical. I think that the easy thing is to say, all right, here's a questionnaire. Like an example would be the Hamilton Anxiety Questionnaire. Fill it out as they're filling out their new patient paperwork. And then when it comes time for their progress scan, their re-exam, have them fill it out again and collect that data. It's a rubric that you get to set up. And you know what? It's as easy as that. And writing your first case study is like the most difficult because you sort of don't know, and there's that learning curve. But once you do it, it's actually really fun and easy. I actually just submitted data to Matt McCoy on a case series where a series of 6 individuals going through chiropractic care, and every single one of them showed improvement in anxiety as a result of just getting their spine checked for subluxation. That's pretty cool, So there's various ways to get involved, and whether it's time, treasures, talent kind of thing. But when it comes to case studies, there's no reason why every one of us can at least do one of them. Just one would be a big deal for our profession.
Right. I'm writing my first case, my third case study right now. I'm going to get published.
That's
soon.
awesome.
It's daunting until you get the first one done. Then it
really is, and after that, it's nothing.
The anatomy and physiology of depression is heavily influenced by nervous system function because chiropractors help their community by providing a service focusing on the improvement of nervous system function. They have the ability to have profound effects on overall health, including mental health. Dr. Bruce Steinberg, I look forward to seeing you in at the Turning Stone May 6th, and I'll be in the front row taking some notes, man. That's awesome. Look forward to it. Keep your fire lit, brother, because we know when you do, it helps show the way for others. Always. Thanks, man. Thanks, Otto.